Oh, hey guys, I'm down here in Buchanan. As you can see, the backpackers are taking over this place. On a more serious note, I teleworked last week from the shared office space in the business incubator behind me. At one point in the past, this was a gas station lot, and then it was a parking lot, and then there was a plan by former members of the Convention Visitors Bureau about 15 years ago or so to put a double wide in there, make it the headquarters. People now associated with Create Buchanan, some of the business leaders, more progressive-minded people in the town, sued to stop that. I'm not 100% sure what the suit was about. I suspect it was zoning. Double wide, set back the parking lot in front doesn't conform to the zoning downtown. They won. And since then, Create Buchanan's really been on a roll. You have this modern office building, 3-story building, that really fills in a gap in what had been the presentation of Main Street. You know, you have mostly an unbroken row of 2 to 3-story businesses that extends about 4 blocks in downtown Buchanan. It looks really nice. That was an essential piece, a missing link that really fit things together. It's a modern office building, gigabit Ethernet, internet, and you know, you've got modern retail space, modern storefronts on the first floor. You've got hospice organizations on the 3rd floor and the business incubators on the 2nd floor. They call it the Innovation Center. It has, as I mentioned, a large open room where you can rent desks by the day, by the month to work out of. Around the perimeter, you have different offices that you can also rent. And they have a couple conference rooms that you can rent. Tuesday in conference room, I noticed a woman sitting in there that I'd known for 35 years. I just went up and talked to her while, you know, she was there for deposition, but during some downtime, I went and talked to her. And she said, you know, I really wish Clarksburg had something like this. With all the legal offices downtown Clarksburg, the circuit courts are larger. You've got the federal courts there, federal bankruptcy court, different administrative courts. Clarksburg would be a perfect location for that. At one point, there was a plan to put one there in the old City Hall building that was demolished instead. And I know my neighbor, Tim Gentilozzi, when he had his coffee shop downtown, he got a lot of business from different lawyers and folks wanting to work downtown and needing just a seat for a day or so. There's a market there for that. Former Vice Mayor Lily Junkins had gone to Wytheville, Virginia, or Wytheville, and had heard about how they spent some of their money on a business incubator, and she wanted one. I don't know if she knew what one was or she just didn't bother herself getting involved in the process. But what we got was not that. Gary Keith championed the idea, and his idea that he went with instead was to give out $250,000 to businesses to buy shiny things. He wanted a new coffee espresso machine as an example of something. He wanted things that the citizens could see that they had gotten with their money. I really think that's the realtor, the car salesman, and him wanting to show off shiny things and impress people. I don't think it's the best use of the money, but it's still a lot better than what we got. When it was all said and done, they gave out $250,000 cash grants to 10 selected businesses. First of all, that's picking winners and losers in a way that the government really shouldn't do. This business incubator is open to everybody. $250,000 cash grants seemed to be pretty selective in what they were giving out. In fact, it seemed to be mostly well-connected people, with 52,000 of them going directly back into buildings owned by the mayor. So why can't we have things like this in Clarksburg? It's a good question, because a lot of the offices in here are rented out by places like West Virginia Small Business Development Corporation, Region 7 Infrastructure Panel, West Virginia Community Development Hub. They employ people who actually live in Clarksburg and would probably prefer to work closer to home or to be in a bigger city, but the Innovation Center's here. The reason we don't have something like this is because we have a council that, quite frankly, doesn't think in those terms. They think, how can I impress people, get some votes? How can I somehow direct this money back toward myself? They think about everything except what will grow the town, what will maintain the town, what will put the town on a firm footing for the future. I'll holler at you later.